Hi, it's Wendy again. So I fed my husband. He's happy. And I put the Tyvek on the back of my centerpiece, and I did get it laid down. And I put 1/8" strips of score tape here, and that's going to give me my 1/8" gap that I need. I saw somebody do that in a video, and I thought it was a cool trick because you don't have to worry about using the cardstock or your ruler and things slipping and that. All I am doing here is I'm lining up my ruler to 3/4 of an inch to the edge of this, and I just put some ATG on the back. Then I'm going to line this up along the 1/8" strip and lay it down. That's probably the best 1/8" we're done. My extra Tyvek. Now I'm going to repeat it on this end. And all this is doing is assuring me that everything's lined up. I have room for everything. Now, I like to miter my corners first. And I do approximately 1/8 of an inch, or a ruler width. I was downstairs waiting for the oven to heat, flipping through some channels, and I saw they had on the unofficial biography of the show Saved by the Bell. I always found that an interesting show because of the perspective they told it. And don't get me wrong, they had some really good messages there. Like the one about drinking and driving. There's also the one where Jesse does drugs, and we had several of those. But what I also found interesting was that in later years, you know, everyone else kind of went on and did things and that, yet Dustin Diamond, you know, he always said he was the youngest, and he felt like he got shafted on everything. And I just kind of go, well, is it sour grapes? Or is it true? Because he and the guy who played Mr. Belding did Saved by the Bell, the new class. I know that much. And they portray him as a very funny kid, so it makes me wonder why he didn't go into comedy. You know, become a comedian or something after the Saved by the Bell stuff. So maybe it was sour grapes, I don't know. Alright. So I got my inside strip. Not once. It's 5/8. And I know I have approximately 3/4 of an inch, so by doing 1/2 inch, I could use my 5/8 too. Yes, I'm letting it bend a little bit. Giving that paper some lessons. You know, there's a lot of TV shows I remember from my growing up and childhood that I wonder about. I wonder why some of them go on to successful. They make the transition from child star to adult star, and yet other ones, they never seem to get out of that child star bit. One I can think of is Hayley Mills, of course. But then I think with Hayley Mills, it was when she was doing her shows, it was a totally different mindset. Regarding children's stars by then, because when you look at like the original Little Rascals, Shirley Temple, Judy Garland, you know, Judy, you know, she actually came from Grand Rapids, Minnesota. And the reason I know this is because my parents used to own a cabin up there, and they have a big display for Judy Garland. Regarding how she got started out there. She was originally an act with her sisters, and everything, and how she came out to Hollywood. And there's a story where MGM Mayor was picked between him and, oh, I can't think of the other one. She went to another studio. They were both singers, dancers, and they were told to get rid of the fat one. Well, they got rid of the other one, who went on to do some great movies for the other studio, and they ended up with Judy Garland. And they say that when she sung Somewhere Over the Rainbow for the movie, when she did the sound over, because they never do their, you know, they never, they do a soundtrack different. That her father had recently died, and Judy was a daddy's girl. And there was someone at the studio who was kind of her mentor, and he told her to put all her feelings into that song regarding her father's death. And that is how that song came to be. My only way to describe it when she sings it is magical. But for a child star, you know, and at the time she was doing movies and that, there was really not a lot of regulations regarding drugs. She was fed diet pills, and she took them all her life. That led to part of her death. And the last show she ever did, I think the story goes that she isolated herself for a period of time to lose, because she always thought she was fat. Because that's what she was told. So, for her last show, her very last movie, it's the one where she appears in the tights and leotard. And she does kind of like a burlesque number. But she supposedly had isolated herself for a couple weeks or a few days or maybe several weeks to lose the perceived weight she needed to lose. And then her daughters, of course, are Liza Minnelli, who's probably a little more well known than her sister, Lorna Huff. You know, Liza did all those shows and turned into an entertainer. Her sister Lorna was in the original MASH movie. Did she do Private Benjamin? For some reason, I'm thinking she also was in Private Benjamin with Goldie Hawn. But Lorna was in the original MASH. She played Hot Lips Houlihan. But yeah, Lorna isn't quite as well known as Liza. But then when you think about it, who remembers Judy Garland's sisters? And their last name was Gumm. I think it was spelled G-U-M-M. And who remembers her sisters? Because from what I understand, after Judy hit it big, her sisters just kind of dropped out of sight. They might have did some vaudeville, but you didn't hear anything more about them from the history. So yeah, if you're ever in the Grand Rapids, Minnesota area and you want to see some history, go there. You learn a lot about her early life before she was famous. And they even have a yellow brick road outside, and you can buy a stone for the yellow brick road. Okay, so I got my cover. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to help train right here. I'm praying. I don't do this too hard. And that my cover doesn't crack. No. think sometimes covers crack because we put them too tight. And I have discovered that by using the ATG, my covers are less likely to crack because I don't think they're as tight as if I use sport tape. Okay. Ta-da! I have my cover. That is going to be a big book. Alright. I'm debating whether I should put this down first and then put my covers on, or my pieces on. I got so many cuts to make. Well, let me get this center and I'll mark it. I got some of that whatchamacallit peeking out, and I want to take care of it before it becomes an issue. Maybe it's just me. I think sometimes you gotta get a little creative. There we go. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I am gonna center this and mark where my edges go. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I know this is supposed to be 4 inches. Oh, it is. It's just on my paper. Okay. I'll take my wide ball. Press that in. Okay. So I know I have about 1/8 of an inch on each side. This way I know where my ends go, and I can just lay it down and about 1 3/4. Alright. Leave this for a minute. start adding my pages. Now, if you remember, 2 of them I kind of boo-booed on. But I should be able to get them on. And this is one reason why I'm choosing to do it now, is because I have to make so many cuts. Because I've got those doubles. I got 2 doubles and 2 triples. That I gotta put on. Okay, and this one's the double. So, I need to figure out right about there. Okay. I know how I can do this. There's always a way to do it. Yes, I'm making very deep cuts here. And I'm probably going to struggle. Not too much. So cut these right, I can just slot them in. You know, I just realized I didn't need to take. Oh. Okay. I double tape these. Well, look at that. I think I got it. Yeah, it's just the... I amaze myself sometimes. Not only did I tape on the inside of these, I taped on my hinges. So I have buku tape on these. So I'm going to leave that there. I will take off this one as well. But you know, that may work to my advantage because the tape won't stick and I can get them slotted in there perfectly. And then when I remove the also because I have the double tape in there, I can do this. Alright. Word of advice, never put your center stuff on until you have it on your hinge. There we go. Now it's going in. Ah! Okay, let's slide it down. Come on. You went in. And you didn't. How's that sound? Tweezers. Oh, no. Do not come out. If you're going to come out, I'm going to just leave that 1/8 inch in there. Okay. Got that one. Sorry if I'm not talking, I'm concentrating. Okay. Kind of a mess that, yeah. Both sides. Okay, I see. Oops. All right. Not my best moment. fixed on one side and I gotta fix the other. Okay. Alright. Might be adding some washi tape. I got some black. Alright. This next one shouldn't be as much of a pain. Get the first two on, the rest of them should be easy. I'm thinking about it. Michaels. Just pardon me. Just want to check something. Here's what I can do. I got this washi tape right here. A very subtle pattern. Put that on there once I get everything on. Alright. Hopefully this one won't give me as much trouble. Yeah, because I kind of cut into my back here. So what I'll do is I'll just lay down some washi tape and that should take care of it. Alright. Dry fit. Figures. Okay, this one is going to be a breeze. The reason why I'm trying to put it back on is because it actually helps it to slide on, because the score tape doesn't adhere to this whatchamacallit. It's just temporary until I get this on. this way. Should have looked down when I did the dry fit. Just up a little. Oh, there you go. That is good. Kind of glad I'm getting these two hard ones out of the way, because then the rest of them should be a breeze. Come on. Oh, oh. Come on. It's being stubborn. It will get there. It's just being patient. Pressing under your breath. And praying to the crap gods. Where is she going? Holding it like that so I can get the darn tape out. considering this is double taped. No wonder I'm having an issue. Oh God. I should have thought about that. I really didn't need to put tape on this side. Alright. Alright, so I got the two hardest ones on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on and then I'll worry about doing the pockets. I don't know why I thought I had to double tape these. Yeah, I do. Because it's such a big album. Alright. I didn't miter that. Not a lot of mitering that has to be done on this one. Now watch, the rest of them will go on slick. Let me get that right, okay. The fold on. See, I told you they would go easier. It's just those first two because I screwed up. Got them on there now as perfectly as I wanted, but you know what? I don't think they'll notice, especially once I put the score tape or this stuff on. Can't think of the name of it. I did it again. So don't forget on these two. I wish I could find my duct tape ones. They work good. Okay. Somebody mentioned me about, or messaged me about making the tabs, and the thing is, after I did all the tabs and did all that math and everything, I realized I could have just done the first three twice and flipped one set over. I realized that about after I finished them all. So, lesson learned for next time. is if you're going to do tabs, especially 6 tabs, just do 2 sets of 3 with the same numbers and flip 1 set. Okay. I got this one. Binding is where I suck anyways. I try very hard to do the best I can, but I'll be the first to admit that binding is hard for me. One more left. And we can do the centers. That should be fairly easy. I kicked myself. I double take. See, those last 4, they went on pretty good. Actually, the second one wasn't too bad. The first one was a doozy. Okay. So there we go. They're all on. So now I gotta take the hell out of this. I want my 1 inch. Or 5/8. This is 5/8. I don't have 1 inch. I know you can't see, but I'll show you when I get done. And it is a very heavy book. Okay. Before we get started, I gotta do some cleanup here. My tape overrun. And we're not going to have, well, we might, I won't say we won't, but Mittens is a little miffed at me right now because I patted her butt because she was being a pain. Alright, so what I did was I just taped the hell out of it. Excess tape. I'll scoot it in when I... Now, it's okay. This one's missing. Alright. So, I'm going to lay my cover out. I'm going to lay this, make sure it's going the right way. Yes. I'm going to line up the ends. This has to be a 1/4 inch. Is that full? This is another part I hate doing. So I always take a lot of time with it. I'm going to hold up the first two. Now I have it in the general vicinity. If I don't touch it. At least get that first strip. Once I have that first strip, I'm usually okay, because then I can go like this. And I do it very piecemeal. I'll do that far. Sure, in the 1/4 inch. Okay, once that is down, then I'll take off a couple more pieces. I know some people are saying, oh, why is she doing that? Why doesn't she just do it and lay it down? If I did that, that wouldn't be straight. Believe me, I know. I've done it. Plus this allows me the chance to roll in the excess glue, and I just move it right along. 1/4 inch. This will lay down the rest of the pages. Start off right there. Okay. Okay. Still on. Alright. Let's puppy down. Probably could have just done it in the middle and worked my way out. That might be an option. Well, I think I'm closer to the top than the bottom, but I'm not going to worry about it. Alright. Before I did anything else, I'm going to washi tape this. And I am going to go over the edges a little, simply because I am going to put a piece on the back. Just another design element. Fits in there, and it looks like it was done intentionally. I'm not taking this all the way up, it's just, I'm trying to smooth it out. There we go. And I had thought of doing washi tape earlier, but I wasn't sure if I had a pattern that would work. Until I remembered I had that washi tape for those tubes that I bought from Michaels. And considering how this is laying in there, it actually looks like one continuous piece. And I'll show you when I'm done. So don't despair if something goes awry. There's always a way to make it work. There's always a way to make it look like it was intentional. And make it part of your mini album design. Well, to be honest, I would rather not have to do this. But all things considered, it's a necessary evil. One more piece. Okay. So, as you can see, it comes down and it looks almost like one piece of paper, and then I'll put the paper on the back of the spine and they'll be good. Alright. Yeah, put the different elements on.